Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. Over the last few weeks, another banking scandal has come to light, namely Coutts, which is part of the RBS banking group, and in particular the head of that group, Dame Alison, who has been behaving appallingly, or so it seems. For banks to be making decisions behind closed doors where they decide to make themselves moral or political judge, jury and executioner must be stopped. If any of you are not shocked by what has come to light, then you should be, because this is extremely serious. It has also come to light that the referencing agencies used by these banks are now monitoring people's social media accounts, looking for something that they don't like or approve of, or is not in line with their current policies, and then they will come for you and close your account. Now, for those of you who may not like Nigel Farage and may be gloating that his bank account has been closed, then I would urge you to consider that once you have unleashed political and social hate out there because you feel that you are on the right side of the fence at the time, which you may or may not be, then there will come a time when the political tide will change, as it always does, and then you could be the victim of the very behavior that you supported by your inaction. Closest source to the banking system, somebody who used to work for the Bank of England, referred to this behaviour as regulatory capture. And I've been doing quite a lot of research on it, and it's quite fascinating actually. It's almost a financial, institutional, corporate version of Stockholm Syndrome, if you like. But it basically has four elements to it. Firstly, lobbying and advocacy. And this is where people in power, groups of solicitors, wealthy people, by their financial or legal pressure, can generate themselves favourable treatment from corporations, basically then skewing the objectives or the ethics of that corporation. The next element is something called the revolving door theory, which is where people moving from the civil service into the public or private companies then take their political views with them and have an influence on that company. And what happens is, as people move around, they may move corporations, but their allegiances are not with the corporation that they are with. Their allegiances are with either other corporations or other political agendas. The next one is information asymmetry, which is the result of corporations recruiting people who do not understand the industry that they are in, and those people may have an incorrect, uninformed or biased influence on that corporation, which then reflects on the behavior of that corporation. And the fourth one is regulatory capture by capture. And this is where the agencies responsible for regulating these corporations actually become sympathetic to their objectives, their politics, or their bias, if you like. Any of these have no place in the banking system, and this is a very, very serious matter. But what I would urge you to consider is that those reference agencies that report to the banks and tell them where your political allegiances are, where you stand on this issue or that issue, will also be reporting to those very same banks when you want a mortgage, when you want a fixed deal, when you want to buy your next house or your first house. So this is not something that should be taken lightly. This is something that is really, really serious. And as we have seen, Nigel Farage took out a subject access request, which I would urge any of you who have had a bank account closed to file immediately, because it is a criminal offence for that institution to meddle with that file or delete anything once your subject access request has been put into place. And as for Dame Alison Rose, I think that her apology was half-hearted, cynical and hypocritical. It is my belief that the person who is in charge of a banking group that behaved so irresponsibly that we, the nation, had to bail them out. We, the nation, own 38% of this banking institution, and for there to be over 10,000 people who have been debanked by this institution in one Facebook group alone is an utter disgrace. If she had any morals, if she had any ethics, if she had any respect whatsoever, she would resign immediately. The BBC apologised eventually, but Nigel Farage gracefully accepted their apology, and that's fine. It is the manner in which that breach of GDPR, which is an imprisonable offence. As an estate agent, if I were to be speaking to somebody at a dinner and I were to say to them, this person who's interested in your property actually doesn't have enough money in their property off the record between you and I, and that came to light, that breach of GDPR could see me sent to jail. So why should somebody who has a title of Dame get away with it? Nobody but nobody should take this lying down. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Agree, disagree? As always, you can get in touch. My details are on my profile. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time, and bye-bye for now.